Hello everyone, I'm Karissa from Shining Light of Minnesota. I'm super excited. I have Stephanie Page here with us today. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. So grateful.
Yes, you bet. So I want our viewers to know a little bit about you. So let's start off and tell about how you got to Storytellers and what got you to the foundation and everything.
Yeah, so back in 2012, I learned about human trafficking, and it was my mom and I. We were on a road trip together, and I thought that slavery was all done with Abraham Lincoln, that we'd handled that, and just was kind of shocked to learn about the reality of how we treat people in the world today. And at the time, we followed somebody in Washington, D.C. who had a coffee shop and gave money away internationally, and very naively thought, oh, does not sound like fun.
No, right? Yeah, just one more thing of money overseas. And
we could raise money through coffee and help people, fight human trafficking. And this was all very, in the moment of learning about human trafficking, and we could do something about that. And came home and started to learn more about what trafficking actually looks like locally, and really changed my whole life to learn about why we have human trafficking culturally and all that. And that was, like I said, back in 2012. Then 2013 we started to do awareness events, became a nonprofit in 2015, and opened the cafe a year ago. So it's been a long journey.
So let's share with our viewers a little bit from what you know. What does it look like locally, and what do people see, and what do they look for? Yeah,
it's a good question. So human trafficking is force, fraud, or coercion is the definition. And so it's someone doing something against their will, but thinking that they were gonna, that something else was gonna happen. So happens in relationships. I think often the myth can be, that it's kidnapping or whatever, and not that kidnapping doesn't happen, but trafficking is usually a manipulative relationship.
Exploitation.
Yes, you become in a relationship with someone with the sole purpose of exploiting them and hurting them down the line. And so,
that happens a lot in relationships and with people, more times than not. It's sad to think, but everybody has a story to tell, and hence the Storytellers Cafe and the foundation and everything too. So what other, I know you guys give back to other people in the communities too, and you help out, make a difference, like the Tommies and things like that. Let's share a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about collaboration, and I don't think that being siloed gets us anywhere. I think we have to connect together. And when we think about human trafficking, it's a huge, can be very overwhelming issue and topic. And so when we think about like the Tommy Project or, Alexandra House or, the Dwelling Place, or like I could go on a door. Like there's so many, right? Everyone is serving people who are vulnerable, and when we have increased vulnerabilities, we have an increased opportunity to be exploited or trafficked. And so the more we can come alongside and support people that are covering vulnerabilities, and coming alongside people who, especially in our day and age, have emotional vulnerabilities, which 100%. Is everybody.
Yes.
Because we all want to, need to be loved, seen, valued, know we belong.
The way we want to, not the way everybody else expects it to be too.
Yes, because we're all unique, and that there's value there. And so, we really need to, as community, come alongside each other.
Which is important, because I know I'm a huge part of a lot of nonprofits as well, on boards and different things too, and people don't have the same thinking for nonprofits like they used to. Yeah, it's a lot harder these days.
I agree with you. I
agree. Coming from our side,
I think that people, it's a lot about the numbers, and I think that can be hard, because at least with human trafficking, I would say, it's one person at a time, and we're dealing with complex trauma, and it's hard. People have compared what I do in the past to like a food shelf, and I'm just like, it's not even comparable.
Or you get the one bad seed, and everybody thinks all nonprofits are that one bad seed where all the proceeds are going to go to the person in charge and the people underneath them, and instead of
messy.
Doing good,
it's messy.
Yes.
So
and we won't touch too much on that, but
no, I talk to a lot of nonprofits. I know a lot of nonprofits, and 99% of the nonprofits are small, and
they struggle to keep going,
and they're doing it the right way, and they're caring about the people, and so that
And there's so many good in the community and around the communities that people just want to help and they want to be there for other people. And once you start to get your name out there and share your story and who you are and what you're doing, it makes a difference. So you've brought in a lot of people, a lot of small businesses in too, for people that do pottery and people that want to help out and make a difference too. Let's talk a little bit about some of those local.
Yeah, so at the cafe, I'm really passionate about using business partnered with nonprofit. I think that we need to diversify as nonprofits and look at different ways to fund the work. And I also really passionately believe that change comes from the ground up, not from the top down. And so it's in community. And so how can we come together? How can we support local artists, local businesses?
Because they're thriving, or they're starving just like everybody else is, and they want to thrive.
Yes, and they want to give back too. And then we do have things in the cafe that are survivor made and that are different nonprofits that also are using the business model.
Absolutely.
We promote those. But yeah, a guy just came in today and he says, I make soaps in Blaine. I said, well, isn't that cool? I would love to sell your soaps.
Let's share. Let's bring it on in.
Come to
the doors are open,
for some local soap soon. So
you have a lot of some events that have gone on, and let's talk about some of the ones that have really made a difference in your life.
Yeah, I think that when we do our awareness events, and then we bring survivors in to share their stories, even though it's been over a decade that I've been doing this work and hearing the stories, it still impacts me like the first time. And then for people to realize what human trafficking actually looks like, how it's impacted people, and then what we can do, that is really rewarding. And I think that's what keeps me going. So,
well, I think the bigger thing too, like people think, like you were saying, human trafficking, that like the kidnapping of someone, which is part of it. Yes, absolutely. And it can be, and there's, or it could be just online personalities and all the way technology is going too. And there's so many different realms and worlds to it that it's important. I know you've done some with the local police as well, which is very important. Let's talk a little bit about those.
Our Blaine Police Department is great, and the local sheriff, the Anoka County Ramsey Sheriff Department is amazing. Recently, we partnered with the BCA and had Blaine PD out also, and we did an awareness presentation about online grooming. So we do things like that. We've had the Blaine PD out to talk about what trafficking looks like locally. We've had sheriffs from Anoka County come out and talk about what they're seeing. And so that also brings it close to home.
It does, because it keeps your eyes open, like, hey, this is going on in my community too, whether it's Blaine or it's Anoka Ramsey as a whole. There are shifts and changes, and that happens all the time. And for people to kind of stay on top of the curve and know what's going on in their communities is important.
Yeah, we can't just bear it.
Or be naive to it too. And this is not happening in my town, my city. It happens everywhere. So you got started. You were reading a book with your mom. Let's talk a little bit about the book that you were reading.
Yeah, it was called Passport Through the Darkness, and it was about kids who were child soldiers in the Sudan, and they were forced into that life. And then just exploitation of mainly women and children in that part of the world. And so then when I came home, I talked to a local businessman, and he said, well, if you want people from Minnesota to care, you have to connect it locally. And so then I Googled human trafficking in Minnesota.
Amazing. It gives me the chills.
That was
still.
the end.
It's like, there's my rabbit hole. I'm good. Amazing.
So,
who have been some of your mentors and that have helped you along the way?
Oh my goodness, that's such a good question. I think the people that have been most impactful are the survivors that I've met, I have to say. And I think seeing their resilience and how hearing their stories and what they've experienced, and the fact that they still keep going and they don't give up, I could cry about it. And they have had so many challenges and so much adversity and so much abuse, and they're just the most beautiful.
It's like a cycle for them, and it goes and it goes, and they just don't know how to get out, or they can't until they have to.
And then they do, and they keep surviving, and they not only survive, they thrive, and they're just beautiful, and they're not bitter, and they're not. I mean, it's really a miracle that they're just the most beautiful people. So I would say that, and then I've had very encouraging people come alongside me, served on my board, people who have believed in this when it was nothing. I mean, back in 2012, 2013, I didn't realize how valuable that was. I was very idyllic and optimistic.
Like, I'm going to just do this and everything's going to be perfect.
And everyone wants to be a part of this, because obviously we all care about each other.
And the world's not going to end through COVID. And
all the things. But so people who have believed in it and who have stayed the course with me, that's such a big deal, that persevering, and it's cool to see things come to fruition after so long.
Yeah.
So
what do you think from what you've learned like now these days, and you're expanding, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, to 2012, what do you think has changed most in you?
Oh my goodness. I am a completely different person. I feel like, I mean, I think at the core, like why I do what I do is the same, but I've had to let go of people pleasing. I've had to not look for validation outside of myself. I've had to learn how to persevere. I had someone say to me recently that the only reason we have resilience is because we have no other choice. And I was like, yes.
Sink or swim time, like
if there was another choice, I probably would have chosen it because it was hard. But I am grateful because, you know, we can do hard things, and we can grow, and we can learn. And I've learned to hold things loosely, and, you know, that big things take a long time.
Absolutely, and it's hard to say no sometimes, but you do have to say no.
You focus and don't allow, don't be competitive, don't compare, you know, be a cheerleader, be collaborative, you know, all of those things. And that's
but it's hard.
Sustainable. Yeah,
every day you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm starting over again. Let's do this. Here's my smile.
Yes,
let's go. Yep.
It is. It can be really, can be exhausting.
But you've made time for yourself and your kids and your family too, and that's important.
Yeah, it is.
You just went on a trip, and you've been doing some other things, and you know, your kids see you succeeding and thriving and doing all the things. So that's one of those things that's like, that brings tears to everybody's eyes too. Like, I can do this. I've done it. I've been there through the ebbs and flows.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want my kids to know that they have a purpose, and that they can do the things that seem impossible if it's in their heart to do them. And I don't think we can do everything at one time, but I do think we can do all the things we're meant to do.
Yeah, right? Whatever brings to our plate, whatever flows with us, we're like,
you just can't do it all at once. You have to be able, you for sure try.
Oh boy, it gets overwhelming. It's like, okay, what did I just do?
You have to know when to let go and then when to lean in. And
well, it's like one of those times when you think, hey, I'm going to slow down, and it's like, okay, I'm slowing down in that sector, but this one's like up here.
Exactly.
So that balance is never quite there.
No, there's no balance.
No, it's a teeter-totter.
I think that's a joke. I think balance is a joke, but you just know when to lean here and then when to lean here.
And just don't fall off. And if you do, get back up.
And get back. And that is, I mean, that will happen, and that's okay. And that's okay.
What have been some of the biggest obstacles that you've come across, do you think?
Oh my goodness. I mean, for a long time we were going to build our cafe, and it was going to have apartments, and that the cost of that went from like $850,000 all the way over to $2.2 million, and it was climbing.
What it would be these days. Like,
I can't even.
Yeah, no.
So trying to raise money for that, trying to find a bank to fund us, trying to bring the down payment, which would have been like over $2 million. That was very, very challenging, and I think in that season there are a lot of people. Well, I mean, for sure, a lot of people told me this won't work.
Right. Well, and they
so
do.
So many people told me this won't work.
And they laugh at you. And
I felt like I was crazy. And I know I come across as very like sweet and, you know,
but there's more to
womanly.
It. Like, hey, let me tell you what's going on in the back of my mind. Versus
even though I did all the work and had all the spreadsheets and all the things, I got a lot of no's, and that it's really hard to be rejected over and over and over again and still believe in what you're trying to do, and like it matters and it's going to make a difference.
And I think the difference from like what you and I do, like no doesn't always mean no right now.
Right.
Maybe sometime in the future, if we're planting those seeds, it'll come along.
Most definitely.
Stay positive, find the best in every situation, and
not everybody has the capacity. I think that's what I've had to learn.
Right.
Like I really do see a future that most people can't even like comprehend, and
which is why you're succeeding. Why you're doing what you're doing.
And so being first, like kind of being a trailblazer is really hard, but that's not anyone else's fault that they have different gifts, and we need all of us to be.
We all win together. We all make the world go round.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
And it's hard. I mean, you've got some exciting things coming up. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on beyond the cafe and the foundation.
Yeah. So we Have been in the cafe for just over a year, and then we just signed a lease on a kitchen, so we're opening a commissary kitchen. Yes, we're excited. We'll do more food there, and then we're also gonna have a job training program out of there and create jobs for survivors and those vulnerable to trafficking and exploitation locally. And I'm looking for housing. That's the other thing that I'm focusing on. So I'm not sure what that looks like, looking for a house.
Something.
Yeah, something. So
we'll see what's
putting
out there.
the feelers
what comes up.
I have an idea, but I've also learned to hold it very loosely because you never know how
what you want
evolve.
Versus what you get.
Yes,
you can always
and what
make
it's meant to be.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So, but we really need housing.
And with the kitchen, you're looking for people locally too to come.
Yes. So we want people to come and sublease the space, and that'll help cover our costs. So that we can focus on the mission, which is to support survivors and continue to raise funds to support the work that we do. So.
And having it, a suite away, having one in the middle is amazing too, because then you can have them both there.
It's close.
It's kind of good having that middle common ground be there too, because then it separates the two.
Yes, I can maybe get some work done.
I don't want to have to try to do it all at once.
Yeah, exactly.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
So you just went on a trip to the Badlands, and let's talk a little bit about that and what your kids thought and everything.
Oh, it was so beautiful, and we drove. We did the Badlands, and then we did Mount Rushmore. We did Custer State Park. Then we did Yellowstone and Grand Tetons all in like 6 days. So it was very fast, but I love a good road trip, and my kids do too, and I'm grateful for that. It is,
really.
It is,
like
and I feel
hopping on a plane and going somewhere and flying right back. It's like, but remember the time we had to stop and get all the junk food, and then we saw the bears, and we saw this, and we saw the elk in Colorado or whatever it may be,
and we got to see the people, and I think seeing the small towns and seeing how meeting the people along the way.
Cultures are different.
Yes, it's
everywhere
beautiful.
You go, from here to Duluth, from here to wherever you go, all the people are different. Yes.
So very grateful.
What have been some of your favorite places that you've traveled to yourself?
Oh my goodness. I always like the ocean. So anytime I can get to the ocean, I like the East Coast. I like Florida. I've spent time in New Orleans, lived there for a while. I like Europe. I would love to get back to Europe. I lived in Ukraine for a couple of years.
Amazing.
So that holds a special place in my heart. But anytime I can get to nature, one of my favorite places is Grand Marais. So just big water, big trees.
You've got to have the water. I feel like that's just one of those resets.
Yes, and it's like a Minnesota. It's like as a Minnesota girl.
I know. I'm like I just need out. Like I'll have my own little island I can fly to. That would be perfect.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, right? Not big at all. Where only I can go and fly people in if I need to. Yes. Yeah. So you've done a lot with the foundation. You've done a lot with the kitchen coming up. What do you think? And you have the housing. Do you think there's any more to come after that?
The big vision has always been to have more
locations, maybe?
Yeah, more locations. So every community, I think, needs like a Storyteller Cafe.
They do.
And that also connects to nonprofit work. Yeah. And because I believe that it's grassroots, I think that's why a coffee shop, that's why community-centered change. So I would love to expand.
Absolutely.
And we'll see
there's a lot of
like.
smaller communities around. When you try to go, hey, I'm going to do this in a Chicago, where it's obviously evidently happening.
Right.
The smaller communities, it's good for them to know that it's happening in their own communities too,
Yes.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, the resources are really lacking in smaller communities and in rural communities because people don't think that people are vulnerable to be exploited there.
And to have just a little teeny tiny coffee shop or just even a pop-up stand, just saying, hey, we're here, we're starting, getting the ground going, let's do this.
Exactly. Yes. So that is the dream.
So your mom's been with you by your side a little bit here and there. Let's talk a little bit about that and how she helped form.
Yes. So she is my co-founder because we were there together and had the idea, and I would have quit a lot of times without my mom. Right. Actually, it does make me cry because she believed in it the entire time. And I think, when everyone's telling you no, and when what you're trying to do doesn't work over 10 years, that's a really long time. I would call my mom and I'd say, Mom,
why am I
what
doing
am I
this?
doing?
What am I doing? Right.
Yes. And she would say, no, this is what we need to do.
Where you're meant to be.
Yes. And even at the beginning, life circumstances went that my family happened to be living with my parents when we decided to actually move on this idea. Right. And so I said to her, like, are we going to do this? And I don't think I would have moved forward if she hadn't said yes, like, let's do this together. I'm really a together girl. Yeah. You know, I like when other people come with me.
Yeah, like, I'm going to bring everybody along with me. Why not?
Yes, let's all do it together.
But you grow together. So, like, what I've always heard is you win by yourself, but you have to have your tribe and your people with you.
You do.
And then you grow that tribe, and your circles change and your people change, and you just kind of keep evolving into who you need to be.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you'll see my mom if you come to the cafe. Yeah. She's there.
Yep.
Pretty much all the time. I left her there today. So
right. I've seen her multiple times. Yes. Yeah. No, it's fun.
Yeah.
And your kids see that too, and they want to be a part of it and do their own thing, though. I think that's important for kids. Sometimes when they follow in their parents' footsteps, they're like, oh, I'll just do what mom did, and I'll just, take over and help, which is amazing if that's your passion.
Right.
But if it's not, find something that you're passionate about or that you can do for your own.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's all we want for them, right?
Yes.
Is to find their way in the world.
Absolutely. Whatever that may be. And it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow. Like, kids always immediately think, hey, I'm going to be rich quick. Or I'm going to, just be an entrepreneur and figure things out, and one day I'll have everything. Well, take your steps along the way to learn and figure out what you want to be. It doesn't have to be, if it's not college, it could be trades. If it's not trades, work. Just do something that you enjoy. Life is too short. So you've talked about mentors, and you've talked about where you've gone. Do you think that there's been anybody else personally in your life other than your mom that have really driven you to where you are today?
Yeah, I think so. Annalena, she has worked with me. She, you'll see her at the cafe also. She is my director of operations. She does all our marketing, and she designed our first logo and our first website a really long time ago.
Amazing.
Back in, it was 2013. Yeah. So she's been very faithful. And then my faith really drives everything I do.
Absolutely.
So
I have to have faith to do it. Yep.
I would not be here. I care deeply for people. I believe that we're supposed to right wrongs in the world, and that all really does stem from my belief in God. And so, that's...
Which is important.
I would have quit a long time ago. I would have been more selfish a long time ago and done something different, I think, for sure.
Well, I think everybody has a reason, and they have their driving force and their why.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
When you really figure out deep down, not just first level surface why, but what's my gut telling me to do, and what, my intuition and my faith and everything leading me to something. It's a whole bigger thing.
Definitely.
So you have some fun things coming up. You've gone on a trip with your kids. You just got to reset. How was the reset? A little bit.
Well, I'm still trying to.
I know, right?
I'm going to go answer all my emails after this, so that'll feel good.
The emails and the texts and the calls. Yes. It's like even when you're gone just a day, I'm like, all right.
And then I feel bad. Like, I really did.
I'm so sorry.
Unplug.
I'm usually on.
Yes. So I have to go back through and say, sorry for my delay.
It's like we almost need a second house where you can just shut off at the end of the day, but that's not a thing. No, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Just going off grid, you have to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you give yourself grace and just come back into it. But it's been, it's going to be good. Yep. It's going to be good.
And there's going to be a lot of positive and a little bit of everything there. So super exciting. What do you think when you've done your traveling and you have at the cafe are some of your favorite foods that you have there and that you've had and that you want to incorporate in?
Well, it's kind of fun. Like the coleslaw that we make at the cafe, I learned to make that in Ukraine. It's not like a creamy, it's a light vinaigrette kind of based coleslaw. And I can picture myself with our cook that would cook us meals in Ukraine teaching me how to make that.
People in Europe cook so differently and so cleaner, more organically and cleaner.
Yes. So that's fun. We had a food truck before, and we made our own falafels, and there will be a day we'll bring those back. Those were so good. So that's
Cooking
really
day
good.
In the kitchen will be falafel day.
Yes, falafel day. We'll have to get a fryer, so we'll see. But but I like going to the different places and tasting the food of the people there, and then you take back spots, with you.
Not just the everyday. Hey, I'm going to go to the normal,
the real things.
Yep, I'm going to go in the back alley and go to the Arthur Bryant's in Kansas City. That's deep down in the alley, just to do it and experience the culture and the people too, right?
Exactly. And on this last trip, we got to stop at a few coffee shops, so that's always fun too.
Yeah.
experience
Well, I know in Montana there's a place called Kalispell News that people walk in and they think it's like first they think it's a newspaper stand, and then they walk in and they think it's like a Western stop.
Oh, fun.
Well, on the right side of it, it's all a candy shop and a burger joint and real old school shakes and just everything. And I mean, just
it's an experience.
The little experiences that you get to go to when you go through those and all of that stuff. What kind of food or what kind of kitchen do you think that you'll hope that your kitchen will be?
Well, our original vision was that it would be a full kitchen and we would cook like, you know, real breakfast, real, lunch, all that. But, you know, one step at a time. So this kitchen that we just are prepping to open, we'll start by doing some baked goods ourselves, and then we'll make like soups. We'll do some eggs
from there.
Yeah, maybe some like egg bakes and things like that. And then we'll see from there. But
well, and having a little bit for each meal. Like you can have the soups for the lunch and dinner. Just
being able to make things from scratch will be very happy.
Absolutely. And it'll go well with the cafe too, right?
Yes, we'll get to trying out of there.
Have tried out some new foods over at the cafe too, like the sandwiches and things. How did that go?
Really good. Yeah, the most famous thing right now is our breakfast burrito. Everybody has loved that. So
it's one of a kind for sure. Yes,
and our sauces, we make all our own sauces. And part of that too, when we started the food truck, I was dairy free, and then Annalena, who's been on this journey with me, she's a vegetarian. So we do try and, as much as we can, have clean, local, organic. We try and be allergy friendly as much as we can. So,
Well, and it's funny because like I'll go in there and everybody's like, I don't drink caffeine at all. And I don't have energy drinks. I'm like, I'm just going to have a water, but I'm still here supporting. I'll get the food. I'm going to do what I do. But yes, you have to come and everybody's like, you're in a coffee shop.
It's good not to have
bringing the business in there. Like, let's do this. I'm buying the food.
You're doing great, Karissa.
Oh, it's fun. So you've had some obstacles. Tell about one of your biggest successes that you've had.
Well, I mean, getting to open the cafe has been
and it will be
huge
when you do the kitchen too.
Yes. So that being able to see that come to fruition after talking about it so long, and then it's really been successful since day one. We've just been growing, and I feel just incredibly grateful. And what a beautiful community, and being able to hire survivors, that was a huge win. We have a survivor support group there on Tuesday nights. It's just being able to do the things that we've talked about.
And it's a local community place. I feel like every time I go in there, you see people and it's just warm and welcoming. It's not one of those where it's just cold and they're going to write your name on the cup and just scream out the name.
That's what we want.
It's the warm feeling. Yes,
that's what
amazing.
I love it.
What do you think? Are you going to go on any more trips, or do you think you have anything else fun planned with the kids or anything?
We'll see.
I mean, you just got back from one, so it's hard to think
I want to go camping this summer, so we'll see. Maybe we always try to get all the way up north before like the snow comes. So we'll see if that, like, maybe in the fall we'll go up.
Do you have a camper, or do you guys just tented?
No, we tent and then like Airbnb cabin, just whatever is available.
Whatever we find.
Whatever gets so busy up there now, you have to kind of be strategic.
Yes, and plan way too long in advance and not know what you're getting. And it's not one of those things where you can just up and go like you used to.
Not anymore.
I'm going to go on a trip, and I think that has to do with COVID, but a little bit with growth too. I mean, people want land and they want to be able to see nature. And they know about it.
Yes, it's good for us. It's good for us to go back to that.
And sometimes it's good to find the offbeat places you can't always find, and let's try somewhere new, you know? Yes.
That's my favorite.
What do you think has been your favorite quote that you've heard that's helped you or formed you? Do you have any?
I don't know if I can remember any right now. What are quotes that I think about? I don't know if I can think of any off the top of my head.
It's a hard one because it's like one of those, you'll be driving the car on the way home and be like, that's what it was. Yes,
it's when I was just telling one of my girls, because she's like, what's your favorite music? What's your favorite this? And every time someone says, what's your favorite? It's like my mind goes blank.
Yes, absolutely. No, and I think everybody's does. It's just one of those, it's a good question. Do you think that you have any great advice for people starting off or people that are having their business right now? What would you tell them?
Yeah, I would say just one step at a time. Don't look at everyone around you in that way that makes you feel insecure. Just focus on what you're meant to do, because you're the only you in the world. Like no one else is like you. So no one else can do what you've been purposed to do and what you have in your heart to do. And I think we too often get sidetracked and get discouraged too quickly, and then we quit too fast.
Yep.
And
it's a cancel culture. It's just kind of like when a fight or flight.
And sometimes we cancel ourselves, right? Yeah. Like we just get discouraged and we get frustrated, and it's worth it to stick with it. And you know, success doesn't always mean big. And oftentimes it's these like small successes.
The one little step.
Yeah, those are big deals. So celebrate those. And maybe, you know, after a decade, you'll look back on your life and be like, oh, well, that wasn't so bad.
Right, yeah. like or the little things that you're doing might actually be those big things.
Usually they are, aren't they? They usually
are. I'm not going to think back and be like, oh, I remember that one thing I bought. I remember the steps I took. To get to where I am today, or that one first person I met, or that person that helped me out, and
it is the people. I think when I look back and I think about even what matters now, it's the people that 100%. You get to do life with and that you get to interact with. That's what makes life. And the
people you get to do life with become your family, and they become your friends, and they become your people, and just keep your circle small and keep doing what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think for the survivors? What would you tell them?
Don't quit. Don't quit and see your own worth and value. And I think what's really hard about working with survivors of human trafficking is that we haven't had the infrastructure to really help them. And so when you have, namely women who are well into their adulthood and they've never really gotten a break, it can feel like the world's always against them and they won't ever get out of the cycle.
It's all a cycle and you'll never get out.
Living in survival. And so that's why we exist, because we really want to build that path specifically for adult women survivors, so that they can get out of this cycle and feel like they're on stable ground sooner. But also for women that have been in abusive situations for pretty much their whole adult lives, like 20 plus years.
Well, they live with it. I mean, it's one of those
often.
Things. Once a trauma happens to anybody, no matter what the trauma is, it's always there. There's always going to be those triggers that come up, no matter how hard you work through or what you work through.
And some people are still living with their abusers, you know, and they don't see a way out. And without housing and without a way for income, and when they are in debt, and when they, you know, there's a lot of barriers there. And so I would say we're trying. We're trying to create change. We're trying to make a difference. And don't quit on us. Keep trying with us, because it's easy to give up and to say, well, it's never going to be any better than right now.
What about the men that have gone through it too? Same thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think a lot more of the men, it's harder for them to come forward.
It is. I think we don't have the numbers for male victims of trafficking because I think it's double shame.
Right.
And a lot of men who have been trafficked, it happens within a familial context or like in a coaching context. And so
someone of authority.
Yes. So they don't have the words to be able to tell their stories. And
because it's not out, like, it's for men to talk, and for like from way back, they have to be the strong ones, and they have to carry things and weight on their shoulders and everything like that too. So
so shame does not have the last word.
No.
And we when we live in darkness, that has a hold on us. When we come into the light, there's freedom. There's freedom in the light. And that's why we say every person has a story and every story matters. And even the men and women both who have been abusers, we want to be aware that what is their story and who oftentimes they were abused as children too. And so we just want to go through life with a lot of compassion and empathy and tenderness, because we just don't know what somebody has or is walking through.
Well, and I mean, that's part of the reason why I do the podcast. Everybody has a story to tell. And to be able to just get that out there and help them grow, help them share it. Sometimes it's just being able to speak and having somebody to speak to and say, hey, I don't have anybody to listen to me. I want to get to know people better, because just like you, I'm in front of thousands of people every day, and I don't know half the people's names or their story. And I want to hear them. I care enough to, whether we do it on camera or we just meet one-on-one, or just take the time and listen and be there for people.
I think we underestimate how important it is to just listen to someone's story and validate their experience. I think we have to like put a lot of money towards something or create this big change, but we don't realize how impactful a moment can be for somebody else.
Well, in a personal moment. I mean, things people share on the internet, authentic, to make vulnerable, make them look perfect. When you know everything in real life isn't what it should be, or what is what it is.
Right.
And a lot of times people you meet on the internet aren't always who they say they are.
Usually not. Usually the internet is not real. That's what I tell the teenagers. The internet is not real.
It could just be a chatbot. You don't know.
No, it's all AI. I don't know.
We've had so many people come up and ask our chatbots for dates and ask for those people, and it's like, okay,
no, they're not real.
Sunny's a costume, and we just made that. Like,
yes.
Sunny can't go out for coffee with you. I'm sorry, but I would love to have that happen if she were real. It's when you go get the costume and you put it on and be like, I'm here.
How about that coffee?
Fun. Yep, right. Oh, fun. Yeah. Well, I love to see the way the world's going and what you're doing, and you're totally making a difference for so many people, and it's invigorating and it's empowering, and it's one of those things that I love to be a part of just because I'm so proud of you and everything that you've done.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
That's really, it's encouraging, and it really means a lot. So
Yeah.
appreciate you.
You bet. Well, we'll continue to share light, shine light, share light too.
Both.
We'll share together.
Yes.
How can people find you, and where's Storytellers?
Yeah, so Storyteller Cafe is in Blaine off of Ulysses. It's the frontage road along 65. You could take Main Street. We share a parking lot with Blaine Brook, so that's usually easy.
Yep.
And then storiesfoundation.org and storytellercafemn.org. And we're on all the socials.
And how can people make a difference, and how can they help out?
Yeah, well, they can always donate. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. The cafe, too, is a program of the nonprofit. So everything goes to support anti-human trafficking work locally. And we take volunteers, and we're looking for people to lease our kitchen space.
Amazing.
And I'm always looking to spread awareness. And I will go anywhere to talk about human trafficking. So if you want to have a community event or come, I can talk to businesses
Depends
or
what the
whatever.
community event is and what time of night and all the restrictions. But yes,
I've gotten into people's homes. That's often the most impactful, when you get 10 of your closest friends together and we just talk about what it is.
Yep. So get it all out on the table.
Yeah.
Have a breaking of the bread.
Yes. And it's a hard topic, but
you have to have it.
We can also have sweet community. It can be both. It can be both.
Yes, you have to have the hard with the sweet.
You do.
Yes,
you do.
Because then that's how we all evolve.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to get things out on the table and share what it is and do what you do and be honest about it and truthful and to the point too.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being on today, and I appreciate you. And we'll see you probably this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks, Karissa.
See you guys later.